Good morning, guys. This morning we're going to be programming an IRRInet M from scratch. In this instance, we're going to be programming the M for internet communication with a cloud server. Let's get into it. So the first and easiest method is if you're on a system that already has an existing IRRInet M, the quickest method is to just copy and paste the original configuration. So in this instance, we're just going to type a new number in, open it up and have a look. So the modem file has already come across, and if we went down to our IP table, it will have been copied across, and the same with the network file and site table. So everything that was on the existing controller will be copied across. Now, just for going back to basics, we're going to delete this controller out and program a new one from scratch. So we want to go to our inventory tab on the left hand side, go down to IRRInet, select IRRInet M and the model. In this instance we're doing an IRRInet AC. Drag it out. The site ID is 99 already in the controller that I've programmed up in ICC Pro. Generally it's easier to go into ICC Pro, type in a number and see whether it comes up red or not, whether that ID has already been configured, and then design your controller in STS from there. Okay, we'll add the controller and then we'll start making our modifications. So double click on the unit. The unit that I'm programming has got an expansion card, so I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to select 8.6 as our application version. It's not the latest version, but there is a reason as to why I'm doing that today. Going to the ports tab, port 1 can be configured for either serial or PPP. Port 2 is serial only, and port 3 is your radio or line communication port. Now it can only support one or the other, and line configuration you'll see is the three little pins on the side of the IRRInet M, below the aux port and above the DC battery backup. So we'll be modifying this one to line communication, the reason being it's not going to sit there with the channel monitor light on because the radio card is trying to transmit. So I'll select line 2 because we're going to be using line 1 for our communication on the PPM modem. The other thing you want to just double check is if you double click on the orange, we just want to make sure we've got our auxiliary power supply at 12 volts. That's for our modem, so we can just plug straight into the auxiliary port. Port 2, we're going to select anything but RS-Link 19. I like RS-Link 1 or RS-Link 2, and I generally turn RTS on just in case you want to add a PIU down the track. That's already set up. And then port 1, we're going to select RS-232, going to pick our PPP and a standard modem. We'll save that. Depending on how you want your output for the fields, you can have internal or external wetting. We generally opt for internal wetting. That way the field output is run through the internal protection of the IRRInet M, and on systems without a water meter, this is the only way that you're going to find out whether your field is actually watering or not. because a short in external wetting will not notify you on the IRRInet M. So we've set up all that. Now you can see here in our description for port 3 it hasn't updated. You can just quickly jump out to the library and come back, and our description will have updated. That's just a visual bug. Add-on manager, we're just going to add our modem configuration file. So modem config file 1, 2 and 3, these are related to the ports. So our modem file will be file 1 because we've got our port 1 as our modem. In this case I've got a SmartSAM 4G, so I've got a 4G SmartSAM modem file. I'm just going to attach that to an ID99 and hit OK. So that will have added. In our system file I've already got an IP conversion table configured, so I'm just going to attach that one to our controller. Save that, and site table. Now in here we just want to make sure our primary link is line 1. All these ones here should be all line 1, but if I just select our line, go to 99, hit OK, and last one, our network manager. Our network should be set up for ID1 because that's the server's ID, and line 1/RSLink19. This is the way of tricking the system into using line 1. There's a whole heap of information as to why we need to do that, but we won't go into that in this video. So we'll add that to our 99, hit OK, hit save, and that's pretty much configured. Now just to double check, if we hit our download we should have 7 files. So we've got a site config, C application, application parameters, modem file, IP conversion table, site table, and network file. So those are our 7 files. We know that we've got all the files required for an IRRInet M over IP. So we'll just double check in our setup, com setup, and 57600 is our baud rate by default for port 1 after your unit has either been flashed or if you're programming a controller straight out of the box. So we'll just make sure we've got 57600. We'll hit OK, go to download, select local, unselect our network file because this has to be pushed out under a link, and our link won't be defined until we've actually pushed our site configuration into the controller. So what we're going to do is plug our network cable or patch lead into port 1. Hit download and enter in our MDLC password. And now it's just a waiting game. I thought I'd put 8.60 into it, and then I'll record a video of me doing the Okay, so once that's done, we'll just hit the OK button. We'll close that one off. We'll select our setup again, COM setup, and just change our baud rate to 9600. Select OK. Go back to download, network, and line 1, and we just have to wait for the controller to reset. One thing I will do as well is move our network lead to port 2 and plug our modem and auxiliary cable for the modem in as well. Okay, so with that done, we can close that one off. The port 1 should start doing the TX and RX lights relatively quickly. You can double check the modem is connecting by going to your error logger, selecting diagnostics. Device should be LIN 1L, so LIN 1L, level 101. Hit enter, and we should get our connected and registered. Now you can also change to level 3 and hit enter, and this will give you your IP address and whether it has received a reply or not. In this case we have, so we can close that one off. Now if we go server, we should receive a cold restart message, which we have. We can hit OK, we can hit download, yes, yes, go. The communication is recovered and it is going through the final steps, and there's our OK. All done. Thanks for watching.